I'm Gene Grant here in the studios of New Mexico PBS with our Line Opinion panelists getting ready to talk about some of the top news stories this week. But before we start, we ask all of our panelists an off-the-cuff question as a warm-up. The Great American Read was launched recently on PBS. It's an 8-part series that explores and celebrates the power of reading. Told through the prism of America's 100 best-loved novels as chosen in a national survey. Line panelists, let me ask you, what's your favorite book, Dede Feldman? Do you have one that just grabs you? That has just grabbed you for life. You'll never let it go.
Well, of course, my favorite for a long time was Huckleberry Finn. And just think of that as kind of the great American novel. And then once I moved out to New Mexico in 1975, started reading books about the West, have enjoyed that.
I love it. I love it. Anyone stand out to you? Any particular novel or
Yes,
novelist?
of course. I can't think of the name, but one of my very favorite Western novels is An Angle of Repose.
I don't know that.
Oh, it's wonderful, and it's written by a man whose name I can't remember now. He's a creative writing teacher at, I think, Stanford.
Oh, fun.
And he's very well known for his autobiography of John Wesley Powell. And many others.
I'll look that up.
Yeah.
And by the way, on Huck Finn, I've had it recommended that rereading Huck Finn as a grown-up is actually a very good experience. A lot of us read it when we were younger, but with different eyes, adult eyes, it has a very different connotation on a lot of different levels. Interesting you brought that up. Andy, any particular novels jump out for you?
I think one that I can read over and over again was one that was a high school required class, book in English class. It was Bless Me Ultima by Rudolfo Anaya. Kind of meant a lot, realizing in 10th grade that this guy was actually from New Mexico and grew up here.
Right.
It's interesting you mentioned Huckleberry Finn, though, because just this morning, my 7-year-old son is really into audiobooks right now, and that's the one he started this morning, just this morning, So
Isn't that funny? Yeah. Interesting. I'd like to hear the voice of someone narrating Huck Finn. That would be very interesting.
I forgot that it started out with narrated by Huck Finn saying, forget that other book, Tom Sawyer. This is the real story.
Right. That's fine. I may have to look that up on audio too. That's actually interesting. Carolyn, any books out there have landed in your heart, never to leave?
Gosh, a lot of books have landed in my heart, never to leave. But probably my first book ever to land in my heart was The Phantom Tollbooth.
I don't know it.
It's a childhood book.
Okay.
And I've reread it over the years.
That's cool. I like that.
So as an adult book, I'd have to ditto what Andy said about Bless Me Ultima. Gosh, there's so many. The Alchemist.
Right.
I just reread.
Yeah. Isn't that something? When I first moved here in '89, it's an amazing amount of people who said, you need to read Bless Me Ultima.
Yeah.
Right now, before another week goes by. And I was grateful for the advice. It was like it gets you into the framework. Tom, how about for you?
So glad you went to me last. The Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn books are classics. I'm going to bring it down many notches here to A Salty Piece of the Earth by Jimmy Buffett.
Really?
It's one of these things that whether it's a book or a book on tape, I'll listen to it. It's just like, that's just a good little piece of escape.
That's kind of fun.
Nice.
Otherwise, the first political book that really kind of jumped out at me was Blue Smoke and Mirrors. And it was an analysis of the Jimmy Carter campaign.
See, I would read that.
It's
Such a nerd, I would read
great
that.
Book.
Yeah, I bet. Thank you all. Good stuff. Now, you can go to nmpbs.org and check out the link to see if your favorite book made the top 100. You can also vote for your favorite among the books that made that list.